This is R.A. the Rugged Man, chilling out with Breaking Records Radio.
What's up? This is Derek.
Jamie Madrock.
Man, this your man's Obi Trice.
This is Ad-Lib.
Yo, what up? This is Specs One.
This is Special K.
Hot Rocks, motherfucking Scrat MC.
Breaking
Records.
Breaking Records Radio out here.
This is Breaking Records Radio.
Check them out, man.
People, Canada, Toronto, yeah.
Word up, Breaking Records Radio and the place to be, you know what it is. We got a very special guest with us right now.
That's a lot of berries. I don't know if I'm that many berries.
No, a lot of people get a lot of berries, but you're a very special guest. And I was super excited to, when I even knew that we might have the slight chance to be able to interview you tonight. And it goes a long way. And you're just, by far, from a fellow MC to another MC, you're one of the illest MCs to ever touch the mic.
Thank you.
And the one thing I love is that throughout your whole career, a lot of MCs, I feel like, throughout their career, start to digress. You've done nothing your whole career but progress. You continuously get better and better.
Wait till you hear my next album.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm in the studio right now, and it's better than anything I ever did. So
oh shit!
It'll continue. If I'm not progressing, I'm gonna quit. You know, like there's no reason to make records and be worse than what you was. So
yeah.
The only way I'll continue is if I'm getting better, you know? Because what happens, you die, and then they'll be like, oh, let me check out this guy's music, and you got shit when you're half dead sounding like shit. So as soon as I start sounding like shit or getting worse and not better, I'm not gonna make records, because what's the point, you know? So my next album is, every album I put out is gonna top the one before by a lot.
Better than the last. Yeah, and it's crazy because like a lot of times when you get into an MC, because like I probably caught on to you around like 2011-ish, and obviously I went back and I mean your old records, they're dope as fuck, but I definitely thought like on a lyrical level you were much better at the present time in which I caught you on than when you know what I mean, than the old material I caught you at.
You gotta be competitive with the best of each era, or the kids aren't gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like if you can't, you know, because each decade there's gonna be dudes that learn from the dudes, that learn from the dudes, that learn from the dudes. So like if you're like, I'm dope, I can just stay this way, then you're gonna be stuck in the 90s. That's why Sean P passed, and he was one of the dudes that would progress and progress. And a lot of his peers in his camp and stuff, when they rapped with him, they still sounded like they're dope, but they sound like they're not even doing nothing better than what they were doing on their old records in the 90s. P was the only one that was like, oh shit, like
he was standing out.
Better. So like you have to progress. You don't gotta change your style even, you just gotta advance it.
Yeah.
You know, because if you get stuck on some ego shit like this is what I do, and this, you don't think you always gotta come at it like, yo, you know, it's like a boxing match, man. If you ain't training, and you're like, hey, I could, you know, Mike Tyson could get knocked out by Douglas, you know, so like the greatest rappers on the planet could lose to some shitbag that just raps in his mom's fucking house, you know, like if they're not, you know, training upstairs, you know. Like,
kind of like staying modern, but not really falling into the mainstream vibe.
See, I never stay modern. What I do is I just like pretend like hip hop never changed from the golden era, but it advanced from the golden era. So like I never try to let's go that route. I kind of pretend like I just kind of keep the golden era and put it on steroids. And I try to advance like where I came from. I don't try to go where hip hop's going now. I go where I came from and make that, but like don't want to make it like. I hate when people be like, I'm gonna make a record and it's gonna sound like the 80s or 90s and that's it. I don't like that either. You gotta try to top the shit that was from it. Like you should try to make records that if you put it out now and it came out in that era that you respect, it would have been the hottest shit of that era too, you know? So, well, that's what I try to do. I'm not saying I even do that, but that's what I try to do.
I would say you do a good job at that. And just quickly off topic with the boxing match reference, who's your money on, Floyd or McGregor?
It's not even worth it. I mean, we got Golovkin and Canelo fighting, and we're talking about a
real boxing.
Some real fighting.
None of this circus.
Circus shit. It's like, well, you know, that's what Floyd is, the king of the circus. You know, that's the thing. He knows. You know, that's his motto is always the biggest reward for the least risk. And you know, Conor McGregor is 0-0 in boxing. He never fought a boxing match, so. It's the biggest payday he's going to get for not having to fight a boxer.
And he has nothing to lose.
They both walked away money in hand.
And kind of know, he's going to try his hardest, and he's going to hope to get that big punch. Like puncher's chance, and he's going to hope to get that. But he knows he ain't winning the fight. He talks it, he's selling the fight, but like, he don't know it. He thinks, I'm going to land that lucky punch. That's the only chance he has. But even if he lands that lucky punch, what do you think? He's going to knock Floyd out cold and then it's done?
It's a big wish.
But that's what everybody that's a kind of fan is like. When he lands that one punch, so it's the real world. Like anybody can land a lucky punch, and but it's like winning the lottery. So if Conor wins the lottery, but like, come on, he's 0-0 going against a guy that's 49-0. The only thing they can say is that Floyd is 40-something years old. So Conor's 27. So they go, he'll have that young man energy. Okay.
Piss and vinegar only goes so far.
But
it's the same thing with Golovkin. Golovkin's 35 now, and now Canelo's like, yeah, I'll fight him. They just wait for motherfuckers to not look as good. It's like, come on, man. Golovkin, when everyone was scared of him, and it was 2, 3, 4 years ago, and no one would fight him, now he looked okay in his last 2 fights. He didn't look like tremendous. Now they're like, yeah, make the fight. It's like, I hate that new style. Like, where I came from, it was like, yo, Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard are in their prime, man. Let's make sure we fight. They were both in their 20s when they fought.
Yeah.
Earning your stripes rather than just trying to break
like when Pac and Floyd finally fought, they was nearing damn near fucking 40 years old. And it's like, so? It's like, it's funny, when Thomas Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard had their rematch, everyone was laughing, these 2 old men are rematching? It's way past its time. They were younger than Floyd and Pac were when they fought the first fight. So it's like the new game of like, I'm a businessman. Okay, then you're not you're not an all-time great. You're just a businessman. There's a difference,
And so one thing as well, when you were doing the show, you had mentioned that one of your most intimate experiences ever as a performer was when you were in Toronto prior. When you had done the show the day that your dad had passed and did the Uncommon Valor. Actually, 2 people that do the radio show with me as well, which weren't present tonight, but they were there at that show, and I remember them telling me they thought that was the best show that they had ever seen in their lives.
Well, it was the energy in the building. So that wasn't just me. It was crazy because it was like, my father died, and I was like, fuck it. Like I called my family, I said, yo, if I fly out of town, for one show, I'll be back before the wake. I'll come be with all the family. Just let me go. The promoter already. I seen the. What happens with the internet? You can tell when a show is promoted decent.
Yeah.
Because people be inboxing you and messaging you, and like. So a lot of people was wanting to see the show, and I was just like, you know what, man? Like, fuck it. Like, what am I gonna do? Sit around and cry and like make this guy lose his money? Because the dude Clee, the guy's Clee McGorris.
Yeah, from Riviera.
He hit me like, yo, if you don't want to do the show, I understand. Like, of course I want you to do it, but your father just died, So I came out, and the energy was just like, man, it was like, I don't know, like, they put on Uncommon Valor, and I was dreading it the whole night. Like, I was like, oh man, I can't do that song. And then I tried to do it, and I started, like, 2 bars, 3 bars in, I started fucking. It was the first time I ever cried during the show, and it was like, wow, and everybody's like, yo, what the fuck? It was just crazy. So then I just pulled myself together. The girl who I was seeing at the time, she came on and hugged me. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Come on, man. So then everyone's like, whoa, this is crazy, RUGGEDMAN, And I think since that, I've seen the show a little bit more my emotional side, but before that, people didn't know that. So it just was like, whoa. And then the whole building was just like, RUGGEDMAN. And like, the energy was it was almost like everybody was condolences, or it was just like the craziest energy. So I'm not even sure if, like, wow, my performance did it. It was just like, when there's a special energy in the building. Yeah. So I don't even think if you see footage online, it'll show you what it was, because
you had to be there.
Yeah, it was one of them. So everybody in the building that night knew, like, wow, this is like the dopest show. Like, because everybody was like connected. It was crazy.
Yeah, and I was supposed to go with them too. I wish I could have been there so bad.
Night, it was crazy.
Like living through an outer out-of-body experience
It
kind
was
of
just
watching it, eh?
crazy. Yeah.
And with the Uncommon Valor record, because that's the Jedi joint. And so, like, did they hit you up with that, and did you do your verse first, or did they already have a concept and it just worked perfectly?
Here's the thing with that. Vinny calls me, he's like, yeah, you know, because you always wear the Vietnam hats and this and that, like, let's do a Vietnam song. So Stoop sends me a beat, and I'm like, all right, I'm doing like a Rambo song with rocket launches and killing people.
Rambo shirt on right
Yeah,
now.
so I'm doing like a Rambo rhyme.
Yep.
I was like, a Vietnam song. All right, I'm doing a fucking Vietnam song.
Kill it.
So I'm like acting like I'm killing people now and blah, blah, blah. And then Paz is like, yo, Stoop's neurotic, man. He don't like that beat anymore. Is it cool if we send you another? I'm like, I already wrote my mind.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but Stoop doesn't like that beat. So I was gonna go record it. I wrote it. I spent time writing it. And then they sent me the new beat, and I started like putting the Rambo rhyme to like the new beat, and I was like, this shit is corny. Like fucking, I'm like Rambo in fucking Vietnam. It's stupid. So then I said, I'm not even in Nam, and I was like, my father. Oh shit, I'll tell his story, tell the true story. Fuck a cartoon of Vietnam, cartoon Rugged Man.
Yeah.
So then I just started writing. I called my father and I said, yo, what was this helicopter called? And he said, you know, the human chopper. So I started getting little slangs, you know, of what, you know, this and that. And I called my stepmother. I said, what were all the conditions the kid had? And she said, you know, microcephalic, you know, so I wrote down all of them, almost like doing reporting. So I called.
Yeah.
So then I said, okay, cool. I wrote the rhyme. And Paz had time in Sony Studios in New York. He came and I said, yo, my rhyme's crazy. So I went in there and just recorded it for him. And that's how and it to the new beat that Stoop gave us. Right. And then what's crazy about that, I said, listen, it's like 1 million bars, but I don't know, it just felt right.
Yeah.
And so I did the whole, I think it's 44 bars or something, and Paz was like, fuck that, keep that. And then Stoop, when he wasn't there, it was just me and Paz manager Jan, and Stoop, when we were mixing, he came and was like, yo, but like maybe we should cut the verse in half and make it 2 verses because it's really long. And I just looked at Paz, I was like, oh man, like, come on man, that's gonna take away from the story is working so well, man. Let's just do drops and call it a day. And he said, I got you. So him and Stoop was like, nah, come on man. And he worked it out with Stoop and everybody was happy finally.
Comes in like fire after that.
And then when it released, and when the thing came out, everybody just went crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because to me personally, like, that's probably, to date, my favorite verse of yours, 100%. And I feel like if they would have put a break between it, yeah, that would have.
Well, no, you know, but that's part of making music.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, I do it all the time to myself too. Of it, we got to cut this verse short, or it needs 4 more. You know, like when you're in it before it comes out, you're over, and especially
you're overthinking
Stoop is producing a record.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to produce vocals. So you think of, right, how would something sound better if I did some kind of drama? You're thinking it. And sometimes when you're producing something, you overthink it.
Yeah.
And you could ruin something. Sometimes you underthink it and something's long and clumpy and it's boring. So, you know, like if I can't, you know, so sometimes just, because some people don't overproduce and they don't think of nothing. They go, hey, just do it, keep it simple, and then the record sounds sloppy, like, you know, so there's method to both madness. Yeah. Underthinking and overthinking. But when you get the perfect in between and it works and sounds right, then everybody's happy.
Right.
So I understand what Stoop was thinking about cutting it in half, you know. I got this one song that I never even put out. It was like a storytelling fiction song. It's like 1 million bars of me just like throwing bitches through windows and robbing, getting chased by the mafia and fucking flipping over ambulances and this and that. And it's like 1 million bars. And I was like, and everyone I play it for was like, yo, that's great. And I'm like, I fucking hate it. And I still didn't put it out. It's like literally probably 12 years old. And
oh shit.
Mr. Green remixed it recently because he said the rhyme was so ill. So I said, so I think I'm going to just put it on something, not an album, but like maybe I think I'm going to do maybe either before or after my next album drops, like an EP of songs that don't fit the EP. I mean, fit the album. Because I got a few songs that I really love, but I'm like, they don't fit the album.
Almost like B-sides?
I might put it. Yeah, well, I don't know what the fuck it is. Just songs that didn't fit the album. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Untitled. Just straight up untitled.
Maybe, I thought about maybe calling it the appetizer, you know, before the real album. You know,
Dope.
yeah, I don't know if that's dope either. You know, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck.
It'll come to you. The perfect thing will come to you in the right time.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. You know.
And another thing too, before we moved on from the Uncommon, because I do want to touch up on the new album as well that you're working on. With that said, but shout outs to the homie Tom from Real Wolf, because he directed the video that you guys ended up doing.
Yeah, but you know, it's funny. Neither of us liked the video.
He told me the same thing.
Yeah, neither of us liked it. You know, he was a young kid making videos. I was a broke rapper at the time. My fucking money got all fucked up, and he was like, "Yo, we'll do a free video. I'll pay for it. It'll put me on the map. Just come to Toronto. I'll shoot everything for free. It'll make my name known, and you'll get a free." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, sure." So I went there, and at the end, neither of us was happy, but it, you know, it happens. You know, so.
Yeah. But when you're so involved in the art too, a lot of times you look at it over critically. But like, I think the video's dope, and I think a lot of people would agree with me as well on that. But you know, especially when you're involved,
it's like you said. Sometimes you're your own worst critic. You know.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I don't know what Tom's making now, but like in his mind, he probably like, well, I'm a better filmmaker. You know. And me, I'm like, yeah, that looks low budget, and it was.
Yeah.
And I think the rhyme is, you know, paint so many pictures. The video kind of takes away from that because it's like green screen and like comedy.
Yeah.
So I think I'd rather than listen to the song and just see the pictures.
Yeah.
I was doing like some CGI green. You know.
Right.
So you know, it is what it is.
I can feel you on that angle too.
Yeah.
But so speaking of working with Mr. Green as well, because he did quite an extensive amount of work on your last album.
Green screen to Mr. Green.
The way we
shout
blend
out
the
to
topics.
my body snatcher, my babysitter. I'm sorry. Here's my body snatcher.
The body
My
snatcher.
babysitter we found on Twitter today. She's a screenwriter, book writer.
Do you want to be on video or no?
Marx Brothers.
How's my hair?
I found them on Twitter. They was like, "We're coming to your show." I'm like, "Babysit my daughter. Look." They're awesome
Look at
babysitters. Strangers. They could have kidnapped them. They took a picture. Like, don't this look like psycho kidnappers that stole your baby? What? Look at this picture. I was like, holy shit. This was on my phone.
It's like the Twitter started popping up.
Let's say Twitter, but
It's gonna be our new thing. Kidnapping
coming
babies
through town.
through
don't
Twitter.
that look like they kidnapped the baby? Lord, the baby. I was like, yo, you give us the $10,000, you got your baby.
While you're making me laugh, another thing, while you're doing the set, those guys are on stage, and you're like, "Oh, you just jump off the stage like a normal human being." You grab that guy's arm, it looked like the fear of God was in his face.
Your shows are lit. Your shows are nuts, by the way.
You have a good blend of just putting hilarious things in between everything, but the vibe and the energy was incredible.
Thanks.
But one thing I did
My
want
daughter didn't think so.
Did she wake up during the set?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah. It was pretty loud. Hey, you made them get loud
She's
though.
going to rock with me in Montreal tomorrow too. And
Oh, word.
she came out during the Rocksteady 40th anniversary. She was on stage 1 year old at the Rocksteady anniversary rocking.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
you can't take that back. Those are good
Hip hop
experiences.
baby.
That is awesome.
When she's 12, she's gonna be like, "You're a dick, Dad. I never want to do stupid rap shows, Dad. You're a dick."
That
Followed
should
by
be the
fucking
illest
record
female
label.
MC
Then
of
when
all
she's
time.
20 or 25, she'll be like, "My dad's cool." She'll understand. But you know when they go through that embarrassed, because
Yeah.
somebody in school will say something stupid like, "Why were you a baby on stage?" And then she'll be like, "Fuck my dad. My friends made fun of me for being a baby on stage." Yes. Okay.
But so I did want to ask, well, with the new album, do you have a title for the new album yet?
Nah.
Okay.
I have a lot of titles and all of them suck.
All right. I would assume that Mr. Green must have some production on
write
there.
one for me. Write me a title. The Twitter babysitter's gonna write me. She's a writer. So she's gonna
Twitter babysitter, there you go.
She's gonna
Title.
Twitter babysitter.
I'd assume.
My next album, Daddy Daycare.
Daddy Daycare. You got Mr. Green on the album though?
He did a lot of cuts so far.
I
He did
figured
about
he must
6
have.
or 7.
Because you said he was your favorite current producer
Well,
recently, did
on
you
Legends
not?
Never Die, came on at the last minute and he ripped.
He did
I always say,
Dangerous.
he saved my album because it had a lot of great songs, but it was like it needed a little special extra glue. And he gave me 3 of the best records on the song. And the Talib Kweli song originally had a different beat. It was a great beat.
Oh, really?
It was a great beat. It was like extra militant and this and that. And it was just loud, and I kept mixing it and trying to figure out how to make the song work. And what had happened is I sent Talib Kweli like a 32-bar verse, and I said, this is the subject it's going to be, but this ain't my verse, it's just the subject. You know, like, and then I'll do a real verse, but just so you can start writing so you know what I'm rapping about.
Right.
And then I guess he didn't read my email or whatever, but he counted my bars, and he handed me back a 32-bar verse.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, so I just keep my 32-bar fucking verse. But the beat I originally had, it just, with so much rapping, it was boring to have a 32-bar verses. It didn't. So then Mr. Green put on those pianos. We're getting kicked out of here? No, I mean, these guys in the interview is you can kick us out whenever you feel like it. It's whatever. Just tell these guys and I'll bounce whenever you say. So then I went to Mr. Green's and he had this pretty ass piano that he sampled and then put the bass on there and it just brought out all this emotion in the rhyme. So I was like, holy shit. And it just brought it made the 32-bar verses that we both spit sound like wow. You know what I mean? So he saved that song. He made it special. But it was a good song before, but he made a special song. Learn Truth. And then Dangerous 3 he made special. And
Was Dangerous already a joint as well too, or did you guys do that to his beat?
Nah, it was another joint, but then we redid our rhymes to a new Mr. Green
word.
beat. Yeah. But Daddy's Halo, originally that song was for his project. He gave me that beat.
Oh.
And then I ended up just writing the second verse, and my boy was like, yo, that's like, that needs to be on your album. Don't give that away for a feature. So I hit up Mr. Green. I was like, yo, my boys are all saying that should be on the record. Is that cool? And he said, yeah, sure. So then I went and wrote the first verse to it.
Oh,
It
great.
was originally just the second verse, and then somebody else was doing that song.
Dope. So we can expect some future Mr. Green production on the new album. 100%.
He has a couple standout ones on my new album. Yeah.
Dope. All right, and well, just because
I'm doing this, motherfuckers gonna think I'm doing coke. I'm not with my daughter
doing the
coke.
Birdman.
I just literally got like a fucking boogers.
But just because we might get scooped out
Wait,
here
what's
soon.
Twitter Babysitter's movie company? Give a shout out.
Shout it out.
I didn't pay up for babysitting, so.
We're called Icky Pictures because it's me, Nikki, and my partner Vicky. We fucked it up. Oh, sorry, I forgot I'm on video. I don't know what our Twitter is, but our company's called Icky Pictures.
All right, look that up.
Yeah, make good horror movies or bad ones. They're probably bad. I'm quite sure they're bad.
The horror movies. I guarantee it. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, one question for you. In such a mainstream world now, where everything seems to be falling into this mumble rap that's going on, how do you still proceed to dominate with fuck the record label mentality? Like, how do you feel like you're on top?
Nobody needs a record label anymore. You know, we got that blue button that you press, and then the whole world hears it without no promotion. You know, like you promote it yourself now.
Right.
So it's easier.
Just catch the ears and the rest does itself. Within reason, obviously, you dominate doing your craft, but in the sense, if you can get one listener, they can kind of break out and branch out and share that music, hopefully, the same way. I feel like Underground's just...
I always say it, back in the day, if you were signed to a label, there was no internet. So you depended on your record label to break you. Let's say Cool G Rap, or Big Daddy Kane was on Warner Brothers. Why would Warner Brothers go ship boxes of music to Poland to promote Bismarcky in Poland? It wasn't really happening.
Yeah.
You know, now Poland presses a button, they got the music. Oh, this is a new song, Before they have to used to ship stuff, try to get them to play the videos on things. And it's just like, now it's all over the world, easy, free.
You're right.
I think we got to call it a wrap because they're kicking us out and the babysitters got to go.
That's totally fair.
doing other Twitter babies
There you go.
to get to.
Anybody got Twitter babies?
Maybe,
That's a new company, Twitter Babysitters. Twitter sitters.
Oh.
Twitter sitter.
That's my Twitter sitter.
All right, well, thank you very much, R.A. We appreciate it. I got one last question, just something we ask everybody that we interview.
But this guy's in the military.
I've actually met you before.
So he's the baby. He's a Twitter sitter, but
Military
he'll
Twitter
also
sitter.
put you in an armbar, man.
That's it.
So hurry up with the questions.
This is the last question. If your lyrical style could be transformed into a Mortal Kombat finishing move, of your choice though, like you make it up off the head, what would it do to your opponent?
No, there's a bunch of them shits that I don't even gotta make them up. Like, you know, when they rip the spine out and put their head in the fucking sky.
I feel like with your imagination, you come up with something better than that.
Those are all of the fatalities on Mortal Kombat. All of them. Take
All of them at once?
Yeah, I don't gotta think of it, man. I'm old school. Mortal Kombat's more advanced in my mind. I'm old school. I'll start being like
Frogger style, man.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm Frogger. I jump through traffic and get hit by cars. That's what I do to rappers, you know. I'm asteroids. I'll break your rocket ship. You know, like that's what my rhyme do.
You'll throw a barrel of liquor at
I'm old school, so Mortal Kombat. I'm like, yeah, those fatalities are brutal. You know.
We'll call it a lyrical smash.
I'm like, I'm combat. I'm Pong. The fucking ball will go past the rapper.
All right, thank you very much for your time, R.A. We appreciate it. Hopefully next time you're around, we can link up again.